we're not stopping there, Brad. This is the bye-week extravaganza. Not one guest, but two guests.
Ooh.
Our guy, Jamie Jordan, I've been seeing react to, I'm assuming, is the Red Sox game down here. So we're bringing him in. Jamie, please tell me good news. Yeah, we can hear you.
You got
Jamie,
okay, because
please tell me good
got
news.
Crochet here. Okay, well, Crochet just got hosed on a strikeout call, strike 3 call, 115 pitches. So I'm like,
he's still pitching?
That's insane.
He's still out there.
What's this? Have we scored?
Hold on, I'm checking too.
Yeah, it's 2-1 Red Sox.
Oh, wow.
Yoshida came through with a huge two RBI single.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he almost just hit him. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
No, this is good.
Calm.
It's the bye week extravaganza. Anything goes.
Anything can happen. I just want I'm going to take a quick second to pat myself on the back here, because I promise I was as locked in as one could possibly be on speaking to Brian Lawton, and I did not check the game score once. The Red Sox are in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years, and last time the Red Sox were in the playoff, I was literally in Fenway Park. So I'm kind of losing my mind right now, but the fact that, Jamie, fellow Red Sox fan, bringing the good news, but like I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to talk to Brian P. Lawton. Dude's a super.
No, I just wanted to. Can I just give my 2 cents really quick? I caught the last 10 minutes. That dude is legit, and he was right. I mean, everything that he was saying. I mean, just as a fan, obviously, of IU, you tend to agree with it. But the NCAA had no case. I mean, as he was saying, they didn't even have anyone there representing them, saying who was being harmed. It was a ridiculous case, and they seem to just be trying to fight all these cases just to fight them, and and it makes them look silly. So,
it's gross.
Anyway,
they're just kids, they're just kids trying to play the game that they love. At the end of the day, it's really they would. Play, not only that, NIL wasn't. They'd still play for free.
I agree, but NIL is part of it, and Lewis Moore is making a lot of money. And if he's going to have to, I thought the biggest point that he made, at least to me, as a now 41-year-old man, if I was playing something, he has busted his rear since he got back to IU, and he's being paid like that. If he had to repay that, that's disgusting. That is insane to me. So anyway, that was my biggest takeaway, was that I wasn't sure if that was actually going to be part of it, but the fact that he would have to, potentially pay back money that he's already earned, that he worked for, that was that hit home to me, which is just a person like that. That's just not cool, man. So really happy, and I great job with the questions, because I was sitting here while I was watching the game on the other monitor here. I was laughing.
No, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that there was a couple points where I caught the side eye of you in the monitor, and your reactions were giving me the good energy I needed to keep going and stay focused.
I wasn't sure if you guys could see me down here, because I was my cat was yelling at the door, and I was I'm clapping, and I'm walking over here so that I'm not on camera doing, because I wasn't sure if you could see it, and I'd be distracting to you guys. But anyway, hell yeah,
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, great work though.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome. And Lou Moore, he was awesome. Again, he's one of IU's best players, and he's one of IU's most important players.
Yeah.
And they would be in a very, very, very rough spot if he wasn't playing. So
we'd be looking at Garrett Reese, Jaja Boyd in the safety backfield if
I know.
And those guys, sure, they're great players, just don't have the experience that the other guys, and we all know
they're all so young.
Mehdi likes to play the more experienced guy.
No, I totally agree. And Lewis Moore, just to give you guys, he's the 4th highest graded PFF player on IU so far this year. I'm trying to quickly pull it up here at a 79.5, but he's played 236 of 266 total snaps. And obviously, and that includes they were up by 40 plus points on multiple teams this year. So 3 games were absolute blowouts, and he's still out there. That shows you how important he is and why he needed to win the case, and why I'm so happy he did win the case. So
100%. Well, I think he's still their leading tackler. He's tied for the team lead in interceptions. And just to have an adult like that in the back end, where if everybody else messes up, that guy can just cover it, that's just knowing you have that is like having a closer. It completely changes the way you can think about your defense. And if you look at the Indiana defense, they've been able to create so much havoc with their front 7 because they don't have to worry about the back end.
Totally agree. And just to hit home the point on Lou Moore, 40th overall of any safety in college football graded by PFF this year. So he's an integral part of what they do, and he needs to be out there, and he should be out there, and I'm glad he's out there. So very, very, very happy that you guys had him on.
Yeah, and if I was an NCAA athlete looking for like in that same position, that would be my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth phone call is to that demon that we just had on. That guy's not losing. That guy's not losing. Are you kidding me? No chance. We have quite a bit of smoke actually to get to. I'm going to speed run it. I'm excited to have both of you guys to bounce this off of because it'll be two differing perspectives. The first one, and I'm really excited, Jamie, to get your take on this. There's been a lot of people misunderstanding Indiana's bankroll. And there was an awesome tweet from Big Ten information. I always forget the name of that account. I think it's like genetics something. But he said that
some random guy.
Yeah, he just loves the Big
like
Ten.
Legit. Yeah,
that dude just loves the Big Ten. He just loves the Big Ten conference. He's one of my favorite. Like recently, one of my favorite follows on Twitter. He said that in his deep dive, Indiana is the team that's experienced the most growth from 2004 to 2024 in terms of like athletic spending.
I mean, that makes total sense to me, considering. I mean, I've been a fan basically that long, essentially. I was a freshman in 2002. If you've seen what they've done to the entire – I mean, when I was there, the stadium wasn't even closed in at all. So, like, to fast forward to now and to have it completely enclosed, and then to – not only that, to spend the money that – I mean, they said Lewis Moore was making $300,000. Lewis Moore is a starting safety, but that means that the spend that they're doing just on NIL for some of the other guys, I mean, it's impressive. And I keep seeing you getting into it with people talking about how, people are like, well, Cignetti is going to leave. I just don't, there's no way that unless IU stops supporting the football program like they have, and I don't see why they wouldn't, considering what's been happening with the football program. I don't see him leaving. There's no reason for him to leave. So
they're literally printing money right now.
100%.
Right? I mean, I know.
Yeah, and I saw another thing. I'm going to answer the question. I saw another thing where they're outspending 11 out of the 16 SEC teams, and if you told anyone in the South that, I think they would call bullshit on it. They wouldn't believe it, but that's the facts. That's the reality, and it's really only like they outspend Bama, which is insane to think about right now. They're basically, it's really just the Texas schools that are outspending them right now, and Tennessee.
Well, and just to hammer home that point, like you have to think about it. Like the money was on the sidelines at IU because IU has a lot of rich people that want to give to the program, but they're not going to do the used car salesman thing of giving a kid $40,000 at a Denny's. Like they're just not going to do that. That's not how they operate. And so you see when you have people like the Simons and you have people like Mark Cuban and you have, the PFAS or however you say their name. Like you have all these people, Fuzzy Zeller, who lets them use their Fouls that use their phone or use their plane. I mean, they have people that wanted to do it. They just weren't going to give the money when it was weird to give money. So I think now that it's like kind of out in the open, you're seeing with other schools like can Alabama keep up with schools like Indiana? Like they probably have a similar amount of money now. Like it's, I don't know. Does Mississippi State have more money? Right? I mean, like IU is
UNLV is a sleeping giant. I'm telling you.
Right. But you're totally right. In the big areas, I mean, like obviously Texas A&M, even TCU, schools like that.
Yeah.
Even
SMU.
Texas
they're
Tech.
Dallas, they're Texas Tech. Even Oklahoma has some big donors. Even Oklahoma State has some big donors. But my point is more that like it's even the playing field, and we're seeing it like every week basically. This is what's happened since NIL has become legal. The North is coming back. It's not everyone's just going to the South to play football. So,
they just like the weather down there, Jamie. You didn't hear?
Exactly. No, I know.
The days of Nick Saban Bama and even like early Kirby Smart Georgia, those days are done. I really don't see that type of domination from a single school year in and year out. Now, we're seeing a very dominant Ohio State team this year, so they could prove me wrong in the short term. But in the long term, there's just too much going on elsewhere in the country for
there's a ton of
like that to be sustainable.
But I think it's better for the sport. I think it's good
100%.
for college football that there's a ton of parity. Like, it's good that Indiana's good. Like, that's one of the things that drives me nuts about all this. You know, you see Brett McMurphy like trolling IU fans or whatever.
Dude sucks. That dude actually sucks. I'm not
Oh
even
my
kidding.
God,
I
I'm
muted
sorry.
him.
Keep it classy.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I muted that guy, and I know I don't have the power to be like, freeze this guy out of the media. But like, I swear, I beg you, Indiana fans, stop interacting with that guy.
Yeah,
like
you cannot. It's all bait with that guy.
Just literally ignore him. I'm not even kidding. Like impartiality, like just ignore the guy. Like nothing he says is based off of any type of research or anything. The dude just spews. Like my life has gotten so much better since I muted him. I promise.
Well, but it's all engagement bait, and I know that IU is, because they have such a raucous fan base in both in basketball and in football, that they and I get why, but they will engage with that, and I get it, but it's also fueling that nonsense that these guys continue to perpetuate it, and like I just don't understand.
Look at what gets the most clicks.
Rooting against, correct, but why are those guys rooting against IU? Isn't that what the whole point of what the NCAA wants? Like, don't you want other schools to come in and like have a chance to be good? I don't get it. So that, again, I'll get off my soapbox on that. But that's one of the things that drives me.
Where he's like, I thought we were the cute underdog story this year, but I guess not.
No, he's right. I mean, no, they're gatekeeping, and it's silly.
Yes. Well, everyone realized that if Indiana takes a seat at the table, there's one less for everybody else. And when it got real enough to be like Indiana's actually going to take a seat at the table, the establishment got upset, which is why, like, it's Brent Fender says you won't stop me from talking.
I won't.
To teach their own, you know.
No. He says we're not going to stop him.
Oh yeah, no. That's I know. I've seen him. So yeah, he loves to yap. He's a yapper. Hey man, I'll like it. I've liked I used to not like a lot of tweets, and now I like 50 tweets a day of people just attacking other people that are trashing IU. So hey man,
it gets a little dark. There's been a couple of times where I look in my comments or replies, and I'm like,
well, I have an Iowa fan
right
now who's just replying to this one guy who just was putting up pictures of the overweight guy on the computer with the South Park one, multiple. It's just I had to mute the conversation because it's weird, man. It's getting a little bit too much there. So anyway,
I have my replies muted. All of my replies are muted. Anything I choose to engage in, which is actually almost worse that I'm going and searching this stuff out. But it helps. I don't need to see everybody's opinion over and over again. Like the people who I follow and interact with, I see their replies, but it's the people who it's the trolls, the people who are just talking shit that they don't even pop up on my thing. I go find them, I laugh at them, I take advantage of their engagement, and I get out of there.
Yeah, I feel you. I've been blowing up on Twitter lately. I've had to mute my my likes and retweets recently. I'm keeping the replies open. I'll see how that tactic works because
don't get too far ahead, Brad. I'm getting there.
Okay, I'll chill.
I don't know if Pitt Hoosier's in the chat, but Pitt Hoosier sent out a tweet today that made me laugh, and I had a horrible the scene in Despicable Me where he's sitting there and he takes the bite and he goes back to his childhood.
I don't.
That's Ratatouille.
Is that Ratatouille? I don't know. There's Despicable Me. Maybe it's a different part of Despicable Me, but there's a gif where he goes through his eye and it sees young Gru.
Yeah.
Pitt Hoosier said that the end of the game debacle, the victory formation thing, was a misinterpretation of the Kenny Pickett rule by the officials. So if Indiana lost this football game because of a misinterpretation of the Kenny Pickett rule, that would have been probably the worst possible outcome for me personally.
So really quickly, have you guys figured out why? Because I was reading, some people were saying that because he was backing up, he was giving himself if you can stand there, but you can't back up, and if you back up, I don't understand why.
He can drop back to pass. There's fake spikes, that's allowed.
Right. I just didn't understand it. And you could see Signetti. I thought Signetti's head, he was going to do the thing where the smoke was coming out of his ears, and because he was there was 5 or 6 points in that game where I thought he was going to assault somebody on the sidelines, which
did you see the way he pushed Whitmer back from the huddle before talking to him? That was so funny. It was just an involuntary reaction, or he was trying to get in the conversation. It's no, this is my conversation.
I'm doing this one.
I don't even know if he if you asked him about it, I doubt he'd be like, yeah, I remember doing that. Like, I think it was just
well, he's just so locked in all the time that you never know what he's, what's happening with him. He's just so locked in, and he doesn't. The other thing is, like, if you watch him, he's always like far down the sideline, a lot of times away from people, which I always think is absolutely hilarious because they'll like show him and then they'll kind of start to zoom out a little bit, and he's like 25 yards down the field away from anybody because he's like trying to get a different angle and trying to like just digest himself. He's a maniac, and it's great that he's our maniac.
And more to the misinterpretation of the rule, like I think it's dangerous when refs start to assume the situation in the football game, like assume what the team's going to do. Like they assumed he's going to kneel. Like that should not be the case.
Well, did you think it was Bush League?
Yeah, what if he just spun out?
Calling timeout? Well, yeah, they could have done that. But did you I didn't think it was Bush League at all. I thought it was fine. I was gonna say I almost posted about it, but I didn't see enough people taking the other side where I felt it was necessary. But no, I thought when you have the home crowd rocking like that and you 100%
are like you have to make the other team snap the ball 3 times, especially when you see they're struggling with the crowd noise.
Totally agree. Yeah,
and then
I just wanted to see if that was what you guys thought, because I saw some people saying that, and I was kind of like, I think that's kind of ridiculous. So,
but then the other thing is, if you get Indiana to punt it, and they punt it to Wetgen, whatever that kid's name is, it's like that. Anything can happen when you kick it to that dude. Like, keep it away from that guy.
Well, my piece on Hoosier Huddle hasn't come out yet, but I talk about that because you guys brought it up, and I thought it was a brilliant point, because why did he have 4 touches? He's by far the best player on the team. Giving him the ball 4 times is right, especially when they had such. I thought their game plan was absolutely right. Agreed. And he's small, so I get it. It's kind of like the Jalen Lucas, is he going to get killed thing? But like,
he's bigger than Jalen Lucas.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
he's pretty well built.
But my point is more like they had a brilliant game plan, except that one thing, like get your explosive player the ball, and they did not do that. And the times that they did, he wasn't even really in space. It was kind of like, it was like kind of like a pitch out when he's coming around, and it's like. That wasn't like throw him with a tight end and a wide receiver over there, when have him make a play when he actually has a little bit more room. So I just thought that was a terrible decision by them. When I thought that Parker was incredible on the way that he defended IU was brilliant, and he got kind of got his hand caught in the cookie jar at the end. But that's just kind of how it goes. If that's
live by the sword,
but I'm just saying, correct. I just thought that their game plan the whole time on both sides of the ball was very good. And on defense, IU had most of the answers, but on offense, they got to do something about the silent count, and that's what we'll talk about. I guess I'm sure that they need to switch up the cadence. That was awful again.
In Eugene, they have
let's have the silent count conversation now, because I've been just having it by myself for the last 2 days.
I wrote about this as well. Go ahead.
If they go into Oregon with the same silent count and let those athletes time up and run at the snap, forget it. And a lot of the little nuanced things Phil Parker was doing, that defense is so well coached, and you saw it from the behind the offensive line angle on the play where they had crossers and Fernando got hit, where Hemby missed the blitzer. They still made the throw, but they did such a great job of hiding the blitz and crossers and confusing the Indiana offensive line in the backs and pass protection, and just it's those little nuanced things that make Phil Parker so good that it's so hard to quantify if you're not watching Iowa week after week.
I totally agree. And I thought that because we're having this debate, it was impressive as you're watching, but it's also to me like a high school team. They were timing it up. It was the same cadence on every play. So when they're bringing the safeties down, those guys are running full speed. I realized that the left side of the line was better than the right side of the line, but some of the time I can't really blame Bray Lynch or Khalil Benson when guys are getting running starts.
From 5 yards deep.
Right. It's you're just trying to make a play. And I do think that one of the other things that was a problem, and I think that could have helped that out, was just how horrible Hemby and Kalen Black were on pass pro. I think that they let me see if I can find this quickly, but Hemby had a 5 grade, 5, not 50, which is 60 is normal, is the baseline, but 5. So they were missing the blocks. It reminded me a lot of Michigan, where they were doing what IU does.
A lot of parallels to Michigan.
correct, backing out of it on some sides and then bringing it. But once they saw that Benson and Lynch were having issues, they went right at it. So again, this is just happy they got out of there with a win. Like that's all. That's kind of all I'll really say about that. It's because that was a battle, and I said it in my piece that that should be coming out here. But I thought that was the best win of the Signetti era because they didn't have it at multiple points. Even like Iowa had a couple of brutal drops, like where they could have extended drives.
The receivers were not great. And the kicker who was ice from 50 yards missed from 46. And Wheeler on that play, who we did not give credit to when we went over the game on Sunday morning, absolutely shucked the center. I
know he did. Their defensive line is so good. It's just it's really
and those two safeties were wreaking havoc on us. 1 and 4, and
you're right. 1 and 4.
Wakba and Entringer. Really great. But they were the ones getting the running starts for the most part. So it was really just on us in terms of why they had such a good game.
No, I totally agree. Oh,
yep.
Oh
Yep.
Yep. Right.
Jamie. Yep.